Hello everybody, I want to welcome you to the first session for the Entrepreneurial Project aspect of the publishing project through KVEC. I know there's a lot of big words in there to define what we're doing, but there's a lot going on. Now, what I'm actually doing right now with this video that you're watching, there's a Skype session below, so I'm going to be talking to two different focus points. So if you see me actually looking down, I'm talking to the participants in the Skype session, and then also if I'm looking up, I'm talking to the recorded session for those who couldn't make it to the meeting this morning. So first of all, congratulations to everyone. We're so excited to be able to offer more slots for this project. Initially there's only going to be 6 students, so that was it. And we had a lot of applicants to come in, a lot of very interested students and schools that wanted this opportunity. And thank goodness for Kelly Thompson. She spoke up for us, and we've all decided that, you know, let's run with 12 students. So all the participants will be able to be a part of this. Now, if you're watching this right now and you're a student who perhaps has not applied for the entrepreneurial aspect of this, let's say you're in a classroom and your classmate was selected for to go on to work on a small business, and you're a student who you're looking forward to that book signing on the 12th, but you're following along. Now, this is going to help you too. But how this really changes and really differentiates itself between the students who are in the Entrepreneurial Project and then the entire 22 students who are going to the first book signing is that this project is going to continue. So for the 6 who have applied, for the 6 slots we have and the 12 that we've accepted, those students will continue now on, and our goal is to eventually actually work towards a larger goal, not just the FIRE Summit, which will take place on the 12th, but a larger goal of having you at the Kentucky Book Fair in Frankfort. Now, this is something that is in the works in the progress, so I don't want to promise this right now, but it's looking very good that the 12 students who go on with their books will be at one day, hopefully, in Frankfort, Kentucky, at the State Book Fair, selling their books to the world that comes in and checks out all the authors and illustrators from our state and region. So this is the first session of the business side of the project, and for that I would like to start off by saying that our goal is for the 12th, the FIRE Summit, that you need to start preparing and thinking in terms of you're wanting to sell your book and promote your book. Your book is basically your product, and in a business your product is what you sell. Think of it like this. Apple computers have a lot of products. There's iPhones, there's iPods, there's laptops, there's desktops. So your product is your book. Now you represent your book. You are the representation of your little business that you have. So your book is your product. So you want to represent that well. So we need to talk a few terms today on what it means to have a business. So there's a term called profit. Now what profit means, that means if you have something to sell and it costs X amount, okay, to produce that product, and then you sell that product for more than it costs to produce it, whatever that amount that's left over, that's your profit. Now when it comes to your book, your profit is determined by you, in the sense that we're going to be providing you with the exact amount your books will cost if you were to order more. And that's the goal, is that you sell these and then you order more. I'm going to be putting out that information today in an email to all the teachers, letting all the students know exactly how much their books cost. Now when you reorder your books are going to be a different cost depending on how many you order. So if you order 12 books, it will be X amount of money. But if you order 20 books, it's going to be less than if you order 12. So the more you buy, the less it costs for you to order more. That's the point of that, okay? So determining your price is different for every student because each book was set at a different cost. So a smaller book, let's say the Blade of Kings, for instance, okay, that's a larger book. It's over 100 pages. That book's going to cost more to print than, say, a book that's only 16 pages. Okay, so this is something you're going to have to determine. So I'm going to be putting these prices out to everyone. That's going to be going out to you today. And when you see how much your books cost, you're going to have to determine how much am I going to sell that book for. That determines how much your profit will be. Now the goal is to make a profit per book. I'll be helping you deciding exactly how much your book should sell for as we move forward. But today that will be going out. Another term we need to think about is inventory. Inventory is the amount of products of each item you have to sell. Beginning on the April 12th for our first signing, you're going to have 25 books. So your inventory consists of 25 books. Each student receives that many. We'd love to be able to give you more, but if you sell these 25, you're able then to go and reorder more books. Whenever you reorder more books, we are printing through Minuteman Press of London, Kentucky. The information on how to reorder books is simple. All you need to do is call Minuteman Press of London, Kentucky, and that number will be given out in an email later today with the cost of the book. You tell them, hello, my name is so-and-so. This is the title of my book. You give them the name of your book, such as Emmy and the Lesson is the name of one of the books that we're publishing this year. You ask then Gary, say, Gary, I'd like to order 20 books. Then Gary say, okay, this is how much it'll cost. You already have an idea based on the email I send out. But if you want to order 50 books, it's going to cost you less than if you order 20. Then you'll pay a small deposit down out of the money that you've earned on the 12th. You don't pay all of it up front, but you pay a deposit. And then with that deposit, they go ahead and start printing your books. Once your books are finished, they'll contact you and say your books are finished, and then you pay the remaining amount of money left over. Once you pay that, your books are shipped to you then. Then you receive your inventory. That's the reordering process. But in preparation for the 12th, the FIRE Summit, where you'll be sitting at a table, people will be coming up around you, you'll have your books beside you, you'll have a pen ready to sign. When this happens, you need to start preparing now. Hopefully you already have for this event. And I'm going to give you some ideas on how you can do that. Now this is a table runner. A table runner is a piece of cloth. You don't have time to order one of these, but authors often do a lot of signing in publishing. And this is one of the tablecloths that I have. It hangs over the front of the desk. So this should be clearly seen at the front of your desk, your poster that you create, which hangs down on the front of the table. You need to go ahead and start creating stuff like this. I sent out a link to all the book covers, so everybody should have their book cover file so that you can print stuff. You could take that, print it out on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. You could glue that to a poster board, and you could put your name on it with the title of your book, and whatever information, decorate it however you want, and we'll hang that in the front of the table. Now, we had a student actually a few from the last workshop who actually created bookmarks, and that's a great idea. So this is Brutus and Rudy's Unorthodox Adventure. This was from Chrissy Walters at Belfry High School. On the back, you have your publishing information. It'll tell where the book was published, and then above it will be the logo. For this year, this is Emmy and the Lesson. This is one of the books that we're publishing. Okay? On the back, you're going to see the same thing. You have the Dragonfly logo, which is the publishing logo, the KVEC logo, and information about the book on the back. Okay? We did not include a price on your book for a reason. There's no barcode for a reason. And this is why. You have to determine the cost of your book. Once your cost is determined, down the road you can add a barcode to the back of your book. Barcodes help to identify your book and how much it cost. So here's a barcode for this book. Okay? This is Ted Hudson's Noah's Ark. This is one of the first books that we worked on as KVEC. Donna Combs helped Ted to put his work together. I went over, she contacted me, and Ted published Noah's Ark. This is a hardbound book. Now you may be asking, well, why are we getting a softbound book? I would like to have a softbound book. Why are we getting a hardbound? You can get a hardbound book, but first you need to make sales with your softbound book. You make enough sales with your softbound book down the road, you do have the option of going hardbound. It costs more to produce these. So that means if you can sell these books on the 12th, order more, sell those, and keep that up a few times, you should have enough money to order the hardbound copy. Okay? Another thing I'd like to talk about today is in preparation for the signing and what you may have on your table. This is a good example of something you can include, and This is a one sheet with information on it about the illustrator and the author of this book that was published last year titled Deception. This is by Sarah Colvin and Abby Webb in Johnson County. What they did is they included on their one sheet a picture of themselves here with a little bio about themselves. They also included the book summary. Now if you look up here at the top, you see this strange symbol. This symbol is actually their logo. Businesses have logos. If you think about it, Microsoft, you think about Apple, you think about Under Armour, all these products have a logo for their business, and that's something that I want you to create. I want you to create a logo that represents your business. I'll give you the example from Ted's book. Ted has this logo, which is his publishing logo here. This is Hudson Theater Production is the name of his business. So be thinking about a name for your business and a logo to represent that business. A few students did this already. Ashley Stewart from over in Breathitt County, Donna Combs' student, she went ahead and created a logo for her book. Donna already knew this was something that was coming, and if she was selected for the Entrepreneurial Project aspect, then she was going to be able to put one together. So she already created her logo, which is wonderful. Okay? The other thing you may want to think about doing, and I'll show you an example right here with this, is actually a bookmarker. Now bookmarks can be taken when you sell a book. You take your bookmarker, you have these for free, you can print these at your school on cardstock paper, take it, you put it inside the book, so when you sell your book and sign it, you hand it to them, they have a nice bookmark. Another thing that I want you to start thinking about right now is a business card. Business cards represent you. If you go to a book signing and someone walks by, not everybody buys your book. But when they go by, hand them a business card. On your business card, you need certain information. You need your name, your business name, and a logo. If you want them to contact you, have a contact email maybe, or perhaps have that email if you're at a school or your parent help you to set up one. Let's just say that you created a book, you were selected for this project, and now you're going on to sell books. Okay? You're watching your first session today and you're thinking, what all do I need to do to prepare for this first book signing? One of the things that you need to do in order to prepare for this first book signing is start thinking as a business. Also, for an email address, let's say you've created a name for your publishing company, your business. Let's say the name you came up with was Heart Sewn Publishing. Now for Heart Sewn Publishing, you may want to go to Gmail. Search for Heart Sewn Publishing or try to create a Gmail account with that. So it'd be heartsewnpublishing@gmail.com. If you're lucky, the name of your business will not be already taken up and you'll have an email address with your business name on it. So that's a great idea for you. Things like this help you to prepare. Wanting to be able to present a very professional display and have a very professional attitude while you're there because you're representing your work. There's tons of different print materials you can go with. Print materials help to identify your work. This is an older version of one of my flyers. So it opens up and on the inside you can see all of my artwork and different things from the book Irby's Turn to Rake. You can actually set this up on the table even at your signing so when people come by they see this. This is simply a piece of construction paper that's been printed and folded so it sets up nice on the table. Table displays are important. Catches people's eyes. Last year we had some students to bring a dish of candies, wrapped candies, so when people walk by they'd grab a candy. Getting people to stop at your table is also important, so having a nice display really helps to draw their attention to you. Now think about this, there's 22 students there, 22 different books. That means that when someone's walking by, they may look at your table and they see only a stack of books and a pen, but they look over at the next table and this person's went so far as to even create a stuffed animal of their character, which happened last year with Lily the cat in McGoffin County. A student actually went so far as to create a plush little doll of the cat from their story. This catches people's eye. Another idea is actually to draw something. Draw something and have it and frame it. Frame it, go to the dollar store, get a 5x7 frame, draw one of the characters from your story. Put that frame up on the table so that people go by, they can see your original art on the table. All these things combined help to draw attention. There's tons of stuff that you could do. I'm just mentioning a few different ones. But if you do it right and you work hard at it and you present yourself well, this first signing can lead to more. Now down the road we're going to be talking about things like press releases. Now a press release is basically a sheet of information that helps the media That means newspaper, radio, television, become aware of what you're doing. You send out a press release to different media organizations in the hopes that they will print an article based on what you sent them. Articles in newspapers, interviews on radio, TV especially, helps get the word out about your book. The more people that know about your book and what you're doing, then the more that's going to be looking into purchasing your book, which is the goal. The more people that purchase your book, the more you can reorder. The more you reorder, the more profit you have. The more profit you have, the more you can expand. You can start getting things like this instead of maybe a printed sign. Or you can go as far as to get a hardbound copy of your book instead of a paperback. But planning and putting all this together takes time and energy. We don't have a lot of time now. April 12th will come up very fast. So I highly encourage you to start today thinking about this. Your business logo, your business name, your table display, and maybe setting up a Gmail account for contact information, for perhaps a business card. Different types of things that authors will do, or sometimes they'll create a little sheet of paper, a little flyer, and they'll hand those out when people go by. Bookmarks are really popular. Bookmarks help to showcase your story. On your bookmark you can include certain information like the title of your story, your name. You can even go as far on the back to have maybe a summary created of your story. You can also look into buying a table display. Now this is something if you have like a store like Staples or something, you get this foam piece. Now, this is a foam board that has been printed on. It's glossy, you can see it's shiny. This stands up on your table. So when people are walking by your table and they're looking around, they see this and they come up and say, "What's this about?" And you say, "Well, hey, this is my book. Would you like to look at it?" Table displays are important. Now we talk about space actually there. Here's another version of this. This is a humongous one. This is Owen Al's Wise Words. This was one for the Kentucky Book Fair last year. This is on foam board, okay? You can make this at home. You can buy a piece of foam board, print out your 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, glue that to the base of it, and on the back you can include a stand so that it sets up. Now you won't have a lot of space here. Your table may be about, as you know, a certain, I'd say probably 2.5 feet maybe. You'll have a space of that. Two people together, if you have an author and illustrator, have a little more space. So you're going to have more table room to move around and do stuff in. Bring enough to prepare for that though. So your sign shouldn't be over, let's say, 2 feet. Okay, I would say 2 by 3 feet. 2 feet wide, maybe, I'd be safe 2 feet wide by 2 feet tall. That's the most room you'll have. You don't have to have it that big, but if you really are going all out for this, which I hope you do, then that's an idea to keep in mind. So today, you're going to be thinking also about the cost for your book once you receive the information on how much that it actually costs to produce it. The cost, how you set your cost, when people come up, you ask them, "How much is your book?" You're going to tell them. Whenever they ask you questions and you present yourself well. That's when someone comes up, be nice and polite. This is a customer. This is someone who is looking into your product. And when they do that, you want to be polite to them and nice and show a nice business face to them. Have a I don't know how to really put this in a way that you don't want to promote yourself like a used car salesman, but you want to be pleasant. If you're sitting there just sort of, I really don't want to be here today, and people are going to see that and they're going to pick up on that and they're going to be like, well, hey, this person probably really would rather even be here today. So if you're serious about this and you really want to create a small business with your work, this is the first step. I went to Powell County yesterday and the day before and talked to students. When I told them about this project, they went crazy. They would have loved to have had this opportunity. But you do, and you're in it, and you have made it. So take advantage of this. Do all you can to prepare. Now, as we move forward, our different sessions are going to be focusing on different things. We're going to get more into the business side of stuff. We're going to talk more about profit, inventory, marketing, and promotion. Those are things that are very important. Today, you're already covering that. You're covering promotion by learning how to create table displays for your book, and a poster perhaps, or business cards. You're learning marketing on the side that when you create this stuff, people see it. It's a way to catch people's eyes. And also, we're going to be talking about how to put this online so that your book can be available. High schools have an advantage. High schools have computer classes and journalism classes. Journalism classes and computer classes at a high school can help to work with the student so that the student is actually online, has a presence online, a website, and their book's available online. Or, even better, the journalism class helps with creating press releases for them. So all these things combined equals that you are ready to start a small business. You are in the mix of it and you are working towards that. So again, today, be sure, create flyers, business cards if you want, bookmarks, small stands for your table, poster for your table. You may go as far as to get an email address to include on your business card. Second, think of a logo design. Your logo is what's going to be included on these things. So you have to create that first. Your business name and your logo. The logo can be simple, doesn't have to be complex, but you take it, you scan it, and you save it to different images that you use and different products that you have on your table to market your book with. The other thing I want to start thinking about today is your cost of your book. You won't be able to determine that until you receive the information about how much your books cost. But once you do, you need to think about how much am I going to sell this book for. If you start in these areas today, by our next session, you're already going to be exactly where you need to be in order to continue forward and become successful with this. So congratulations again. I know this is a lot to go over the first day, but trust me, if you follow these steps, you're going to be equipped and ready to handle this. Those 12 that have participated in the Entrepreneurial Project, we cannot wait. Hopefully we can get you in the Kentucky Book Fair in Frankfurt. This is another example before I leave of actually promotion. Ted Hudson was actually included in an article in this magazine from Kentucky Monthly. And they saw Ted's work and they said, hey, you know what? This is some good stuff. This kid is really trying. This student is creating a small business. Ted's went so far as to create toys with his work. So if you look right here, this is a toy that Ted has created of one of the characters from his books. So the sky's the limit with this. Ted won the National Yes I Can Award last year. His school supports him. He has a wonderful teacher, Donna Combs, who has absolutely just been so supportive of Ted and his efforts, and so is the school. So that's the type of energy and that's the type of attitude we want for this. We want everyone to come together and work together. If you do these things, you will be successful. Business cards are important. My business card on the front has an image of myself, then on the back is the contact information for me. So if someone goes to my website, then they're able to see all my work. Next session, we're going to be looking in more at marketing and promotion, and we're also going to be talking about a little bit about the actual promotional side in terms of online social media. That's important too with this. We also definitely want to talk next time about press releases. Even if you don't know what that is, we need to know. Everyone needs to get involved with this. You need to get the word out that you are now a published author and illustrator and your first signing is coming up. So thank you all so much. I'm so proud of everyone participating, and I'm so thankful for all you teachers. You're wonderful, and I just cannot express to you how much I appreciate your time and energy for your students on this, okay? So until next session, keep preparing, keep looking forward, and good luck everybody.